Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Today, I'm going to answer all your question or something you did not understand fully. It's no point to study further if you cannot understand what's going on. Okay. Any question? You mean you understand everything. So you don't have the question. That's good.
Can I ask a question regarding meditation?
Okay. Go ahead.
You told us to like be attentive to meditate when we are doing any work, right? So
Yes.
other day I was being mindfully meditating and working, doing household chores. I was moving the floor, and suddenly as I was moving the floor, I was observing each part blocks while mopping. But suddenly while I was mopping, I shifted my body and went to the next block. But I wasn't mindfully when I move my body. So why can't I focus on the two things at the same time? I just realized. Same thing happened.
No. You can never focus on two things. Only one thing. But the mice, they like camera. The camera can take only one picture at a time.
Okay. So I should not do two things at the same time, right?
No. You should focus on your breath.
Breath only. Okay.
Yes. You cannot focus on two things.
Okay. But I did it subconsciously. So where was my mind while I was doing that thing? Subconsciously,
No. It alternatively. Okay. Yes.
Why I could not catch it then?
Because you are not trained. You are not well trained. If you practicing seriously, you will see later on. You see that you are moving from one object to another, the other object. Okay. When you focus on one object, you realize the object actually is, as I mentioned before, it's not the rupa, our external rupa, but the internal rupa is something in your mind. The image is a copy of whatever happened in reality. So if you keep doing it, you will see what you see is not what actually it is, but what it is in your mind, interpreted by your mind, by your consciousness, by your tradition, by your education, by your upbringing, by a lot of things that we call paradigms in your mind. Okay, if you keep doing it, you will see. Okay, any further question? If you don't have any question, I have a question for you. What is rupa? What is rupa?
Venerable, Rupa is the object that anything we see, but
No.
not like anything we.
No. Okay, if you don't answer me, and then I nominate the name, okay? I call the name, Vajung. What is Rupa?
Dear Thầy, dear friends, I think it's Rupa is everything. You can use the five. You can use ear and mouth, and you can see everything. You can feeling. That is the Rupa.
No. That means you haven't reviewed my lecture seriously. You haven't contemplated in my lecture, and you haven't practiced what I asked you to do. Okay, what is Rupa, Mr. Van Watt?
I think Rupa is stated by wind, water, earth. I think
it's not you think. You think is your thought, your mind. It's not good. Your brain working. What I'm asking you, Rupa is your experience. It's not about what you think. It's about the reality, about what you experience. Your experience is different from what you think. You think what it is. It's an illusion. What you experience may be illusion, maybe not. So it's no point if you don't review my lesson seriously, and if you don't practice it seriously, it's no point. No point you can get anywhere. What about the Rupa? What is the Rupa, Minnie?
Yes, Master. Rupa is the process of the body. When I see something, I react, I feeling. After that, I awareness. For example, when I go to the supermarket, the first time when I go in, I look around. In my mind, brain working right now. So I think that, so what do you want? I want to buy, I need to buy. But at that time, in my mind, the first time I go in, I much hesitant. But the rain, when I see something in the supermarket, I in my mind, awareness, the brain working very fast. I cannot control. After that, I come back in my mind, everything in, everything out. I close. I said that in my mind. This time, I only have fun. That's all.
Okay, so nobody reviewed my lesson, and nobody understood my lesson, and I feel very sad. What is Rupa, Minnie? What is Rupa? Because if you don't understand the Rupa, you cannot make a distinction between Nama and Rupa. And if you cannot digest Nama and Rupa, you are not practicing Buddhism. You are not practicing the meditation and Buddha instruction. The Buddha instruction is only Nama Rupa. And I shall show you what you see is not reality. And why it is scientifically, with all the diagram, with all the painful effort. But you have not reviewed it, you have not contemplated. And if you cannot contemplate it, you cannot understand it. Because it's not about the literature, it's not about the lesson, it's not about the diagram, it's about the experience. When you see your mother, you think it's your mother, but it's not just a lady. It's a whole thing. The 5 aggregate coming in, the perception, the feeling. She's a 10 dimension. People, she's not the object of observation. The mother is not just a lady. The mother is about the feeling, the loving, the kindness, the compassion, the hatred, the jealousy. Believe me, your mother jealous you when you love another lady, when you have the lover, when you have the wife. The mother, your mother will be jealous to you, to your wife. She had the feeling that you belong to her. And suddenly you belong to some other ladies. She get upset. You ask her and you will know. So nobody practice it. Can I ask you why you come to this class? What for? If you don't practice it. Because it's the whole thing about it's not about the Dhamma per se. It's the experience. We coming here to transform yourself from the ignorance to the samadhi, to know exactly what it is. Okay, it's no point to carry further if you don't practice it. Rupa is the process of learning about the object and the process of learning to recognize what you see is not the reality. It may be something else, but it's not reality. Maybe your feeling, maybe your perception, maybe your consciousness, or maybe the combination of 5 aggregate, the interaction between 5 aggregate. Rupa is not the object. Rupa is the object of observation. That's so different. How can you contemplate your body, which constituted by 32 ugly parts, dirty parts? And if you don't know the Rupa, how can you know your body? It's just a movable toilet. How can you feel? How can you see your body as a 32 ugly part? It's a moving portable toilet. You see? And if you cannot see yourself as a moving portable toilet, you are attaching yourself to your body. And you develop the selfness. You get into the samsara, the cycle of rebirth and death again and again. Okay, I think we stop here and let you think seriously. If you want to continue to study, you have to review it. You have to review my lesson and you have to practice my lesson. I don't ask you to practice the whole day. I ask you only 10 minutes. Seriously contemplate the lesson. What is Rupa? Contemplate what you see. What do you see? You can see your mother, you can see your wife, you can see your husband. When you embrace your husband, which is the external object, how do you translate it, the meanings of a husband or the wife? Is it feeling? Is it perception? Is it mental formation? Is it loving kindness? Or is it sexual connotation? What is the feeling? What is the interpretation? So that you can understand the meaning of rupa. Rupa is not the object of observation. Rupa is a process of transforming information into cognitive system. So if you don't have experience in the meditation and you don't try to practice meditation, you cannot understand my lesson. My lesson is dedicated for someone who have experience in meditation. It's not for beginner. No, it's more advanced. Okay. Unless you practice it. I ask you only 10 minutes or 50 minutes or 20 minutes, no more. But you have to practice it seriously so that you can understand the lecture. Otherwise, no point. If I move to a next lesson, you drop out. So you don't understand. And it's no benefit to you. So better you practice it. Okay. Today is a Wednesday. So Friday we have no lesson. I give you more time to practice. From now until next Monday, I ask you to practice every day, 10 minutes. You have to find 10 minutes for yourself to practice the first lesson. What is the rupa? What is the object? The object can be your father, your mother, your sister, a candle, a car, a dog, cat, whatever. And you have to tell me about the rupa. Even your dog, you still have the mental formation. You have the feeling about your dog in different time. Why it happened? Why it happened?
Attachment.
Okay, so you have to practice it. If you don't practice, you cannot understand my lecture. And it's no good for you. I ask you from now until Monday, every day you spend 10 minutes to practice seriously about the rupa, about the object. The object can be your mother, your father, your sister, your children, dog, cat, or the movie you like. Anything. You have to experience the rupa. Rupa is not a thing. Rupa is not the object. Rupa is a process to recognize and translate the meaning of the object. Please review your lesson. Okay, review it seriously. It's on the Facebook, I believe that. If you don't have that lesson, I ask Minyi to repost it. It's on, so you can see it. It's not a simple. My lesson is attributed and contributed for more than 50 years of experience. 50 years experience. It's only good for someone who dedicated to practice. If you don't practice, you get nothing from the lesson. So every day you spend 10 minutes to practice. You can pick up the book, dog, cat, as object, mother, sister, friends. And how you translate that object into your cognitive system. How do you know he's your father? How do you know she's your mother? How do you know the little girl is your daughter? How do you know? How do you feel? When you are little boys, how do you feel about your mother? And now you are growing up, you're mature, you have the family. How do you feel with your mother? What's wrong with you? Why you change your feeling? Your mother is your mother. But when you get married, why you share your love to your husband, to your children, not to your mother or father? Why? There's a rupa, a process of learning to be different. One way is to learn to be a man. Another way is to learn to be animals. Your choice. So please, I ask you every day 10 minutes to do observation, to meditation seriously, and put on a record. On Monday, I will ask you your experience before we move to a new lesson, okay? Because no point to go to a lesson if you don't pass the first lesson. The first lesson is what you see, not what actually it is. That's all, everything about rupa. Rupa is what you hear, what you see, what you smell. It's not what it is. So the question is, what is it? Okay. What is it? Unless you experience, unless you practice, there's no answer. Because your answer is so different from each person. Nick may have a different answer. Văn Chung have a different answer. Văn Hoạt have a different answer. Minh Nhi have a different answer. The point is not the truth. The point is not right, wrong. The point is whether you recognize rupa is a process of cognitive system or cognitive process. That is important. There's no right or wrong answer here. Only you recognize it or you don't recognize it. That means you are practicing to be a man or you practicing to be an animal. Okay, I think I stop here because no point to go further. You people lazy, you don't practice. You don't have experience, a true experience. So every day I ask you from now until Monday, every day you must do 10 minutes meditation. Try to figure out what you see. You can put a candle in front of you. You can put a dog in front of you. Or you can put the image or picture of your father in front of you. And how do you feel that picture? You have to understand yourself. How do you feel? How do you see that picture? The picture is not a picture. The picture is about something in your mind. Hatred, anger, delusion, loving kindness, compassion, attachment, understanding, or ignorance. Do you know that your father loves you so much? Or you don't? Because you are ignorant. The whole thing here, you have to understand about yourself. And understanding yourself is Buddhism. Buddhism is not understanding other people. Buddhism is to understand yourself clearly. Okay. Put it down 10 minutes and you have to record what you feel, what you see. Let me make it clear to you. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer. Either you do it or you don't. And each person have a different answer because you have a different background, different intelligence, different way of practicing. Some may be orphan and some may have the parents. So your feeling is about the parent. It's different. That's acceptable. It's true. The truth, later on you will figure out the truth. There's no truth, only opinion. Each person sees it differently. But now I'm asking you to do meditation 10 minutes a day. If you can, then you should come to this lecture. If you don't do it, please don't come to this lecture because waste your time. You get no benefit at all. Okay. 10 minutes a day, get the object, any object. Maybe your father, maybe your mother, maybe a picture of your father, or the picture, or the photo of a grandfather who dies. Or you can look at your children. Pick up one girl. Look at her carefully. See how you feel. 10 minutes. From the beginning of 10 minutes to the end of 10 minutes. What you discover yourself. Not about the object, but about yourself. That's important. Okay. Buddhism is trying to learn, to change, to be better by yourself, not for other people. Okay. Thank you very much. I close it now. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. May all the merit operated through learning of the Dhamma to discover ourselves so that we can be better every day. We can be arahant by seeing ourselves, seeing deep down inside, to transform ourselves, to transgress ourselves, to transmigrate ourselves into the better way of seeing the thing. May all be happy. May all be wise. Thank you very much.